Hey guys, welcome to part 1 of 7 in my beginner sports photography series. And yes, it's always part 1. This is basically Groundhog Day, but instead of reliving the same day, you're reliving my obsession with teaching you sports photography. Why? Because you can start anywhere in this series without feeling lost. It's like picking up a sports magazine and not having to read from cover to cover. Today, I got 20 tips that will help you shoot sharper, think faster, and avoid the classic "oops, I missed it" moments. Tuck your elbows in, hold the camera steady, and plant your feet like you mean it. You're not cradling a baby bird, you're aiming for stability. Shaky hands turn winning goals into abstract art. And don't lean back like the lens is about to attack you. Image stabilization helps, sure, but it's not magic. The steadier you are, the sharper your shot will be. Treat your camera like a dance partner, confident, balanced, and never awkward. One of the fastest ways to improve your sports shots is to increase your shutter speed. Aim for at least 1,000 of a second. Faster if the action is quick. Why? Because slower speeds turn players into smudges. That could be ghosts or just bad photography. For sports like tennis or motorsport, 1/2000 or even higher is your friend. A sharp photo with a little noise will always beat a blurry masterpiece. If your camera keeps focusing on the wrong thing, like the crowd or worse, the referee's elbow, it's time for continuous autofocus. On most cameras, that's AFC or AI servo. It tells your camera to keep tracking the player even while you're moving. Combine it with a single focus point so you're in control. That way the camera knows exactly who's important. And trust me, it's not the guy in the third row eating nachos. Beginners love to follow the ball everywhere, like a cat chasing a laser pointer. But the real magic often happens off the ball. A celebration, a missed tackle, a coach losing their mind. Yes, keep an eye on the play, but don't ignore the rest of the field. Sports are stories, and the ball is just one character. The supporting cast is where you'll find some of your best shots. It's tempting to run up and down the sidelines chasing the action. Don't do that. Pick a good spot, clear view, good light, close to where the action tends to happen. And then hold it. Constantly moving means you're always just arriving as the moment ended. Patience puts you in the position when it matters most. And as a bonus, your knees will thank you later. If your sports photo doesn't have the ball, people will ask, where did it go? Sometimes you can't keep it in the frame, but you can keep the story. If you miss the ball, capture where the players are looking or reaching. That way the viewer's eye follows the action even without the ball. It turns a miss into something that still works, at least enough to keep you from having to explain yourself in the comments. You don't need a 13,000 lens to start. The 7200 f2.8 is a great all-arounder for most sports, fast, sharp, and long enough to get good action without standing in the middle of the pitch. Longer lenses help, sure, but so does walking, and walking costs you nothing. Focus on learning your gear before emptying your bank account on something you're not ready to use. It's called chimping, which is looking at your shots on the back of the camera mid-game. And it's the fastest way to miss something amazing. The moment you look down, something big will happen. Trust your settings during the action. Review the shots during the breaks. You can fix exposure and editing, but you cannot fix a shot that you didn't take at all. If you don't know the rules, you will always be late. Learn how the sport flows, where big plays usually happens, what the player's body language means before a move. The more you understand, the earlier you will be able to predict a moment. And in sports photography, 50% is prediction, 50% is pressing the shutter at the right time. When you're starting out, editing is all about making small corrections, exposure, white balance, and crop. It's not about turning the grass purple or adding 7 filters. The best edits don't make your photo look different. They make it look like the moment felt. Always bring an extra battery, not in the car, not in your bag at home, in your pocket, because The moment your battery dies will always be mid-celebration. The second battery is small, light, and saves you from the worst kind of regret: watching the perfect moment with your camera off. If you press the shutter when you see the moment, you're too late. Sports happen fast. Learn to watch the body language, listen to the crowd, and read the game. A raised head, a quick glance, those are clues. Anticipate them and you'll start catching moments that others will miss. Auto mode works until it doesn't. It's fine for basic shots, but if you want consistency, you need manual or semi-manual modes like shutter priority. They let you control the look, not leave it to chance. Start small, one setting at a time, and you'll gain control without feeling overwhelmed. And then you keep upgrading. An amazing moment with a terrible background is still a bad photo. Take half a second to check what's behind your subject. Move a little to avoid poles, bins, or the guy waving a burrito in the background. The cleaner the background, the stronger your subject will stand out. When a player scores and runs straight towards your lens, hold your ground. It's one of the most powerful shots that you can get. Flinching means you'll miss it and probably end up with a picture of your own feet. Keep the camera up, trust your settings, and let them fill the frame. Your camera might survive the rain, but you might not. So dress for the conditions. Waterproof jackets, gloves that you can still shoot with, and a hat. If you are comfortable, you'll last longer and shoot better. If you're soaked and shivering, you'll be thinking about going home, not about the shot. You cannot control the sun or the stadium lights, so work with what you got. If the sun's low, position it behind you for clear, bright faces. If it's overhead, watch out for harsh shadows and adjust your exposure. Light makes or breaks a photo. Don't fight it, just use it. Bring a spare card. Sports fill memory fast. And the last thing you want is deleting old cat photos mid-game while the winning goal happens. Memory cards are small, cheap, and weigh less than your pride. Burst mode is great for catching peak moments, but firing 20 frames a second at absolutely everything just means hours of sorting later. Use it for key plays. Be smart. Don't shoot 20 frames a second or however much your camera can handle for the whole duration of the game, because you're gonna regret it later. Stay in position, stay low, and don't wander into play. Remember, players are faster than you think, and you really don't want to be part of the highlight reel for the wrong reasons. That's 20 tips down, and you guessed it, this has been part 1 of 7. Again, it's the only series where every episode is the first episode. Go watch the others, keep practicing, and remember, if you're not getting the shot, at least you're getting the steps in.